Well, last December, the UAE Ministry of Labour announced that it was working on an extensive new legislation on new occupational health and safety standards in order to create a healthy work environment which protects workers. Between the period from 2004 through until 2008, Dubai alone recorded a total of more than 865 accidents, mostly on construction sites. Well, during the summertime, workers are not allowed to work on building outdoors between 12:30 and 3 p.m, when temperatures often reach 50 degrees Celsius or more. Well, to date, no deadline has been given for when the new standards of health and safety will be ready for review. To discuss this, we have in the studio today EldeenPzniak, who is CEO of Pozniak Associates. Welcome to Inside Business.
Well, thank you very much, Greg.
Well, Eldeen, how did you come to the business of health and safety?
I always like to use the pun that I came to it by accident. Actually, it was a professional choice, and I realized once I started making a difference in my life and other people's lives, and definitely in business lives, that I had a passion for it. When we look at health and safety and the grand aspect of things, it's really risk reduction. It's how can we go along our lives and our business doing the best that we possibly can and fulfilling our objectives and goals.
And where did you start out, and what brought you to the UAE?
I started out in Canada. I've been the CEO of Pozniak Safety Associates in Canada for the last 15 years. And coming over here on a business trip, and actually it was an occupational health and safety conference that brought me into this region, there was a lot of courageous conversations around the table about the state where things were in, and saw the opportunity that to work with the individuals, the companies, and a variety of organizations here to increase health and safety not only here but around the globe, because there's some lessons learned that we can learn here that we can take to the rest of the world. There's definitely some lessons we've learned in the rest of the world that we can bring here.
Is this the right time to start up consultancy here?
Organizations say, why would you want to start a business? And I think that it's very important to consider what we do in risk management, in occupational health and safety, is we help with the cost reduction that's there. If we can save lives, we can reduce the risk of the property damage, production interruption, when we look at affecting a positive bottom line by making sure that things don't get damaged, people don't get hurt, then that's the time that companies, organizations need us the most, that we can work together in a collaborative approach to see how we can reduce the risk to the organization financially, morally and ethically through harm to people, and as well as legally, as you were saying, with the regulations.
Is the safety of workers here in the UAE, do you think it's being taken seriously enough at the moment?
I don't think it's being taken seriously enough globally. When we look at the numbers that you're talking about, where people are getting hurt, we often look at it as one too many, never mind 800 too many. So definitely in this part of the region, when we've had a lot of economic boom, and that there has been pressure put on to do things and do them fast and get projects done, sometimes safety takes a lower rung within that. We also see that then also in cost reduction times, it's often safety and training that often get put aside. Yet it can be one of the biggest factors to whether a company remains economically stable or not.
The UAE is very progressive in wanting to protect people and take on new laws in general. So there's no reason why health and safety shouldn't come top of the agenda, really, is there?
No, it should come as top of the agenda. If you want to keep your people safe, if you want to keep your country, your organizations economically feasible, you want to draw people there and keep them, retention and recruitment, which makes us all economically viable, we have to be looking at what's going to keep people there, and definitely not providing a safe work environment, or looking at increasing risk for loss of process, which affects our bottom line, and we have to lay off more people. That doesn't attract or retain anyone. Really.
Are we looking at a more uniform approach for the Emirates, there being 7 Emirates, in the fact that all the Emirates are working together on this?
There is a variety of different regulation bodies. Every emirate is looking at it a little bit differently. Some are in various stages of development, review, revision of their standards. there isn't a collaborative approach to the point that all of them are looking at one comprehensive strategy, standards, and enforcement of the regulations. And I truly think that's where it needs to go in the future.
Now, Eldeen, what's the starting point? Because obviously it can't all happen overnight.
Definitely, I think consultation with some of the key stakeholders and the regulatory bodies that are in place. Definitely the government interest, having His Highness say that this is of importance and continues to be of importance, not just a one-time decree, but that it's a continue to be on the top agenda for the country. To say that it's important is definitely going to be key.
Also, apart from the government, what about the companies themselves? Because, I mean, however big or small the company is, they also have a responsibility.
They definitely do. When it comes to employing people to produce a product, to get a service done, they have some responsibility to ensure that the people that they expose to those hazards are taken care of. And should be held accountable for that. Progressive organizations around the world see the value within this. And so there are companies within this region, as well as globally, that will ensure the health and safety of their workers, because it is the right thing to do. It is a good business decision, whether there's regulations or there's not.
Well, let's hope things move forward quickly. EldeenPzniak, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, there we are. That's it for this edition of Inside Business. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can write to the programme. The address is ib@city7tv.com. But for now, from all of us on the business team, goodbye and have a good weekend.